AITAH for telling this woman that I won't be supportive of her pregnancy until a DNA test proves that the baby is actually mine. Story 1. Bow. I 29M met this woman 27F through mutual friends on social media. I talked to her for a while and went on a few dates. I hooked up with her one time. The time in question just happened to be at her place, in the shower, because she was on the second day of her period, which she was, and I did not ejaculate. A couple weeks, 3 to 4, goes by and she messages me claiming that she missed her period, took a pregnancy test and is pregnant, and I'm definitely the father. I told her that I'd like to take a DNA test ASAP. I've read by week 7. This is possible to absolutely ensure I'm the father, because the chances of her pregnant from that one night are very, very slim. Now let me explain my side. One of the reasons I didn't start a relationship with this girl is because she seems like she'd be very dependent. Very early on, she said that she was just looking to be a housewife and told me the man in the relationship should always be the breadwinner. I have a good job, nice house, and nice things. Her not so much. Also, I follow her social media and she constantly posts stories of herself with other men. Now, I'm not sure the extent of the relationship, but it'll usually be at the bar or somewhere drinking. Also, word gets around, and I've had multiple people tell me that she sleeps around a lot. Due to this, I'm not very accepting that I'm the father at this point. If, after a DNA test is confirmed, of course I'll step up and raise it. AITAH for telling her this? First comment. You're about the third guy in 2 days I've read a post from who apparently assumes that he can't get a woman pregnant if he just pulls out. Nope. There's small amount of swimmers in your pre-cum, so just sticking your penis into a woman and getting excited could end up with you in court arguing about child support. Not wearing a condom with a person you barely know is stupid, period, because you don't know who else has been there and what they might have left behind. You want an STD? This is how you get one. You want to get a woman pregnant? This is how you do it. I'm all for people having fun, but also into seeing people use some common sense. Too many people on here being deliberately careless with protecting themselves. Because of the timing, it's unlikely that you could have gotten her pregnant, so asking for that test, that is smart, and I wouldn't take her word for anything given she's not in a monogamous relationship with you. Too many guys, too much chance that she was equally careless with the protection with someone else. I'm not slut-shaming her. She's entitled to fuck anyone she likes, even rent out her vagina if she cares to. But it sounds like she's looking for a baby and a guy to take care of her, and you're not wrong in asking for a test given you slept with her literally once and she was bleeding at the time. Likely any conception would have been about 3 weeks later when she was ovulating again, not then. So either she was wrong about being on her period then, and was actually still ovulating and was just having some random vaginal bleeding, or she got pregnant well after she slept with you. It's possible, but very unlikely, and I'd get that test just to clear you of any responsibility. If she refuses for any reason, then a doctor is standing in front of you advising against it for a very good reason, then you know she's probably playing games. Post-pregnancy, you still insist upon that test, then if she can't do it safely while pregnant. You don't sign anything, commit to being anything until you see that paper with the results on it saying you are indeed the bio-father of that baby. Even then, you don't have to marry anybody. You don't need to get into a relationship with a woman who is basically a one-night thing. You just need to pay a reasonable amount of child support and hopefully be a decent dad to that kid. This isn't 1954, it's 2024, and doing the right thing doesn't mean just taking a fling's word for it that you are going to be a parent. It's one thing to ask for one when you're together for a long while and have no particular reason to suspect infidelity. That's a bit insulting to some women, and you might get your test, but you might end up the ex too. But someone you've only been with once, while she was supposedly still on her period? Get it and don't even apologize. You really need to protect yourself more than you do though, and not just against pregnancy. Second comment. AITAH. First, you met her through mutual social media friends. I think you've seen her socials long before first date. These days, it's what PPL do, look others up. You've seen the other guys, maybe thought easy hook up. Second, the wanting to be sowwife mom and her not having nice things, you were a perfect candidate. Yet you still didn't wear protection. The trap is literally set in front of you and you use pull-out method. An STD possibility is always there. Finally, it is your absolute right to not be supportive until DNA test. But you don't get to decide when that happens, she does. So it could be 9 months. If you ghost her till then, I would feel bad if it were my child. But to have her try to hold you emotionally at the least hostage till then is batshit crazy too. Insurance or lack of could be an issue too, and may not have access to this test as early as you would like. I would offer to pay for that DNA test at any point after it's safe to do so, if she wants it. If not, wait till birth, and a child support order can require a DNA test if you're denying child. The IDKWTA is here. Irresponsible is more what I think. I'm female, but if I were a man and my casual date is talking Sam, I'm protecting myself, especially if I'm a man that's done okay for myself. Still a possibility, but odds are better with a C in dumb. Story 2. AITAH for wanting to divorce my 39F because he 41M calls me a Tradwife. I am a Sam. I left my career to stay home with our child 3F a little over a year ago. She's autistic and requires a lot of support. Being a SAHP was never in my plan. I do not like being without my own money. My husband makes a decent living for us as the sole earner. All that being said, I have taken to the role fairly easily. I enjoy meal planning, cooking, baking, generally experimenting in the kitchen. I built a small garden in our backyard, and I do majority of the cleaning. When my husband is home, he also does chores and parenting. He's not one for traditional gender roles, or so I thought. We've been together for 10 years. I was vacuuming his office about a week ago. He'd left his monitor on before he left for work. Not uncommon, and I went to shut it off. What threw me is that he had Twitter open. At first I was just confused by the posts about Tradwives until I saw a picture of me getting something out of the oven. The more I looked, this was his account, and he was bragging about having a Tradwife, lying about our dynamics. There were other pics of me in the garden and one of me reading a story to our daughter. Thank God her face wasn't in it. I was so upset, angry, and creeped out. I didn't even think. I just called his phone, and when he answered, I snapped. I don't even really remember what I said. I do remember him saying to calm down and it was just silly posting. After that, I told him I wanted divorce, that he was a creep, and hung up. He of course came straight home. We argued a bit, but I have fairly strict routine I keep with my daughter. He made me promise we'd talk at night. We did, and he showed me he deleted the account. It's been a week and my anger hasn't calmed down at all. This is not the man I thought I knew. He says it started as a joke and got out of control because he liked the attention. So, Reddit AITAH, if I divorced my husband for pretending I'm a Tradwife online? First comment. NTA, I get where hubby is coming from, in that the joke spiraled out of control social media, and likes are addictive, but he stepped way over the line by taking pics without you knowing and posting them. Who knows who has seen your face on the internet? If he's really actually into Tradwife culture and he's reading men are the head of the household crap, then get out right now. If he's not reading that stuff but you don't think his apologies are genuine, or that he's just saying what he thinks you want to hear but doesn't mean it, then certainly kick him to the curb. RN. That said, I would wait a few weeks before initiating anything in regards to divorce. Wait until you've calmed down and can talk out the situation. Certainly kick him to the couch or spare room in the meantime. He could just be an idiot that got caught up on something stupid and he's learned his lesson. You don't want to make a decision when you're so rightfully angry that may not be right for you in the long term. The man is certainly an idiot, but it could be something you can come back from if he understands how stupid what he did was, and you believe him when he swears he'll never do it again. Set all the boundaries you need though, and if he does anything similar again, insta-divorce IMO. Good luck. Edit. Like others said, make sure you have a separate account with enough money for you and kiddo to leave if you ever want to. Have that in place regardless of if you stay or go, and know where all your important paperwork is. Keep an eye on things to make sure you never get maneuvered into being trapped in your marriage. More update. Edit. I'm going to answer some questions now that my daughter is in bed. Yes, I am a traditional wife. I am not a Tradwife. Since our dating years, I've always made it known that I wanted an equal partner. I did not want weird gender roles forced on any children we might have. He always agreed and is self-identified as a feminist. I have been mostly avoiding him. I have a temper, and I don't want to be mean to him. So I've been keeping my distance. We've been sleeping in separate rooms, but trying to act normal around my daughter. No, there have been no other glaringly bad issues in our marriage. A couple of times early on he would crash at friends' houses after a night out and not communicate where he was. After we talked about it, he never did it again. I do not regret being a stay-at-home parent or resent my daughter. She is a sweet girl with a lot of challenges in front of her. We're doing our best to get her early interventions, therapies, and etc. My husband has other social media. These photos never showed up on them. Not as an appreciation post our families could see. Yes, I do expect him to ask my permission to post me. Or, in the very least, that he let me know he has posted me. We do not under any circumstances post pictures of our daughter's face online. We agreed on that 5 years before we had her. There were about 30 posts that I saw. Yes, my face was visible. I didn't read them all. My head started to spin after seeing the one with my daughter. The caption was something like, "I thank Jesus every day for these beautiful ladies." My husband is an atheist. I'm going to try and have a conversation soon. I'm not sure when. I need to be in a less easily set off headspace. because I just can't get over the sneaking and lying. It's so bizarre.